From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets. Yup. We are back again. What it do, y'all? What it do? Y'all know what time it is, man. The doctor's in the house. Let's get right to it, you know. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. But you know, I gotta set my stuff up first. Hold on. Got the wrong picture there. I'll switch it up. Got the wrong picture there. Over there, excuse me. You know what I'm saying? Put Shu Shu on there, man. Let's go. That man Shu Shu was doing his thing. He did his thing this past weekend. The young man did his thing, did his thug thizzle. That's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the fights that transpired and the potential fights of the future. Before we get to that, you know, we got to thank the Most High. So please bow your heads if you so indulge. Lord Father, thank you for letting us see this wonderful day. And to begin our week on this wonderful Sunday, please, Lord, let's take the good energy that we had this weekend, if we had good energy, into this into tomorrow, which would be the work day. And if we didn't have good energy, please, Lord, let us take this time and this opportunity and this moment to change that into something positive, Lord. And know that whenever you give us another day to see, another opportunity to breathe, that means our story's not done, and what you have in store for us or your objective with us is not finished yet. So we still need to be able to seek that and bring all our triumphs into fruition, no matter what we're going through. As long as we remain faithful, then we will conquer that as well. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. All right, let's get right to it, man. So right now, of course, we're watching the finals. The Celtics versus the Mavs, game 2, of course. I don't know why I can't hear it on my side. It's like muted. What are we doing? Oh, no, it's just real low. All right, bet. But yeah, man, so first off, before we get to Shu Shu, man, we had freaking Adrien Broner. Adrien Broner versus Blair Cobbs, man. Adrien Broner versus Blair Cobbs. We also had Oscar Collazo versus, dang, I can't remember his name right now. Gerardo. Dang, I can't remember his name right now. But anyway, Oscar Collazo won. It was a Golden Boy promotion on the same night and the same time that we also had Shu Shu Carrington. Adrien Broner versus Blair Cobbs. Blair the Flair, woo, Cobbs. You know what I'm saying? And that fight was a Don King promotion. That fight was actually pretty good. You know, it went down as we thought. I thought that Blair Cobbs would win. You know, and unfortunately, I didn't want to see it though, because I'm not a big fan of Adrien Broner, but I know that, you know, I knew that he wasn't going to be himself, and I knew that Adrien Broner in top form, or even close to it, would be able to beat somebody like a fighter of the caliber of Blair the Flair Cobbs. And not just no disrespect to Blair Cobbs, but he just shouldn't be able to beat Adrien Broner unless he's not able to channel his skills that we're accustomed to seeing. From the skills that we're accustomed to seeing from him. So, you know, Adrien Broner lost, and not only did he lose the match, he also lost some teeth. Bro, hey, what's the name? Blair Cobbs hit him with a bomb in the second round. Right in the mouth, boy. Gerardo Zapata. Thank you so much, Arnaldo in the building. What's good, bro? Big salute. Hey, I checked out those, what are called now? You know what I'm saying? I was a man of my word. You got to be a man of yours. I checked out the Matias fights, but like I told you, I already saw them, but I couldn't think of it when you said it. But yeah, I already saw those fights, but I watched them again. I watched like 4 Matias fights, man. And the guy Ponce is dangerous. A young fighter out of Argentina. He stopped him in the 6th round. I remember that. I believe I saw that fight live. And then of course I watched both of his Ananian fights again. Yeah, I watched it, and then I watched another one of his fights. You know, like I said, sometimes I just when I'm going to sleep, I just put on a fight, and they'll just keep on playing. You know what I'm saying? Like after one fight, they'll play the next fight. So yeah, Ponce was good though. Ponce is good. But like, once again, I still want to see Matias against a fighter that'll bring him something else. A lot of the fighters that he fights, they want to try to outmuscle him, and they always end up being wrong. Ponce was looking good early, but Matias, it's hard to sustain against Matias. Liam Paro, I think I think Liam Paro is a slicker fighter, so I think he's going to pose another chance. That's why I think that fight is interesting. But I think Super Martinez is going to beat Liam Paro, but I think Liam Paro is being underestimated. You know what I'm saying? He's a good fighter out of Australia, man. But I'm looking forward to that fight. But it's on the same freaking day as Tank versus Frank, man. So I don't know, man. So we gonna see. Became a member, Streets Gang contender. Hey, Arnaldo, man of his word, man. We love that around here, man. Big member in the building. Let's go, man. I appreciate that, brethren. Yo, that's what's up, Arnaldo. That's dope, man. Not too many people are men of their words, of their word. I can't do that to you, so I respect it, man. That's dope, man. More people should be. Your word is born. You know what I'm saying? Your word is born. Your word is born. Your word is bond, and that's how it should be. You know what I'm saying? So big respect, brethren. I'm a man of my word as well. Exactly. I love that, man. That's fire. Not too many of those people are like that. You know what I'm saying? So big member, our third member. Let's go, man. Dropping that butter, that cheese, that bread.
These biscuits.
Let's go, man. I respect that, brethren. Gracias, mi hermano. Gracias, mi hermano. But yeah, man. So Shu Shu Carrington, he went and fought. So first of all, AB had to go to the hospital, and AB, you know, you could tell when he got dropped. You know, you saw him holding his mouth, and his mouthpiece kept falling out. So immediately I was like, man, you know, maybe he just didn't get a mouthpiece that fit because it happened so early. But then, you know, later on, I was like, hold on. When they said he went to the hospital, I was like, man, I thought maybe he broke his jaw. But it came out to say that he did hurt his elbow or his wrist or something. He hurt his hand, and he was missing some teeth. You know, he posted a picture up on Instagram today, man. So AB, yeah, he lost some match and he lost some teeth. You know what I'm saying? But you can always fix that back. You know, more importantly, I'm just glad that everybody that fought this weekend will remain healthy, and you know what I'm saying. Whether you won or lost, you know, it is good that only your ego is hurt more than something else that could be more detrimental. You know what I'm saying, to you living a full life, you know. That's it. I appreciate that, Arnaldo. So yeah, so AB, I think, in my opinion, because he lost to Blair Cobbs, you know, I know he was going through fighting some demons, and you know, he kind of looks like it. I think he should retire. You know, I think he should retire just so. Well, let me say this: he doesn't need to retire because he can't compete. You know, I don't think he could compete at a high level, but I still think he could perform as sort of like a gatekeeper for those that are trying to transition from or try to prove themselves, you know what I'm saying, and determine whether they can take it to the next level, maybe between a okay fighter or up-and-coming prospect trying to transition to become a good fighter. I think you can fight Adrien Broner. But I don't know if you know what I'm saying, Adrien Broner's a 4-division champion, man. I don't know if you ought to, you know, be reduced to that, but hey, you know, you got to make money, right? So he's not that old, you know. He's only 33 or 34. He's not old at all. So he can still fight still, but I think his championship days are over, or contending days are over. You know what I'm saying? That's just my personal opinion. But maybe he can go back to the drawing board and bounce back even harder, because you know he was going through some personal issues, and maybe the training camp and all that wasn't enough time for him to overcome those things, and maybe he can look even better than he did this past weekend. But shout out to Blair Cobbs. I really don't know what Blair Cobbs does next. You know, I think Blair Cobbs, while he did look good against AB, I'm not sure who he beats at 147 as far as a contender goes. Like, if he fought Stanionis, I would have Stanionis. If he fought Jerome Boots Ennis, of course I'll have Boots. If he fought Mario Barrios, I have Mario Barrios. So I don't know who he would fight right now. Well, I mean, there's people that he could fight, but who would he beat? You know what I'm saying? That's the question. I don't know who he beats. And I know Josh Taylor just lost to Jack Catterall, and Jack Catterall's trying to fight either Arnold Barbosa Jr. or Regis Prograis. So maybe in the interim, you know, Josh Taylor been flirting with moving up to 147. Maybe Josh Taylor coming off a loss could fight Blair Cobbs. I don't know. Maybe that'd be a good fight. I'm not sure. But moving on to the next fight that we had the following night on Saturday. You know, Oscar Claus also beat Gerardo Zapata. I think I already mentioned that. But the next fight we had Shu Shu Carrington versus I lost his name too. Bernardo Torres was his last opponent. Who did he just fight yesterday? DeGracia. Yeah, he just fought Brian DeGracia. And he beat him. You know, he stopped him. It looked very good, you know. First, let's go to the main event, because in my opinion, Shu Shu Carrington was the main event, because that's the fight I was looking forward to the most. We had Xander Zayas versus Patrick Teixeira. Very tough fighter. I'm sure that Xander wanted to get Teixeira out of there, but he didn't. However, I still thought he looked impressive. simply because Teixeira is a very tough fighter, you know, and sometimes you can't always get everybody out of that you think you're gonna get out of there. But Xander Zayas did look impressive. He handled business as a young man out of New York, you know, Puerto Rican out of New York. So yeah, I thought he looked good, and I'm impressed with him. But I'm still not convinced. Like, a lot of people are saying he's gonna be the next Boricua, you know, next great for the Boricuas, and you know, shout out to my Boricuas out there, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my Puerto Ricans, brethren and sisters, all my brethren and sisters, my black brethren and sisters as well. You know, Shu Shu put on, but I think that, you know, they're trying to. I'm still not convinced that, you know, because Miguel Cotto, one of my favorite fighters. I'm not sure if he can live up to Miguel Cotto or Felix Tito Trinidad. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure about that yet. In my opinion, the best representation for Puerto Rican boxer right now is Subriel Matias, but for whatever reason, it doesn't seem like the masses are gravitating towards him. Xander Zayas definitely seems to have that charisma, and it seems like people like him. Kind of what Edgar Berlanga kind of has, but Edgar Berlanga, we don't think he has the skill, right? He has to prove himself. But I think Xander Zayas is on his way, but I still think he has a little bit to prove. Bentley in the building. Dojo, what's good? What's good? Yo, I'm on vacation, so I'm gonna say this: Shu Shu look good, but not ready for Inoue. I agree, Bentley. You on vacation? Let's go, man. Hey. I still got some of my ice cream, bruh. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out my boy Bentley, man. I don't think Shu Shu's ready yet either, but we gonna talk about it. We gonna get there. My boy Bentley in the building. But yeah, I think you have to go for a little bit. I will be all right, Arnaldo. I appreciate you, bro. But yeah, I think that so with Xander, like I said, I'm not sure if he's the next person to carry the mantle for Puerto Rican boxing, but he does look good, and this is a good stepping stone. I'm at work, but I'm listening. Okay, Cindy Gang, my boy Cindy Gang in the building. Appreciate you coming through, man. Appreciate you while you at work, man. It means a lot. So I think that Xander, like I say, he looks good. It's a good stepping stone. I know a lot of people want to see the knockout, but you could look impressive without a knockout. I thought he was impressive, but I'm still not convinced that he's the next big star, Puerto Rican star in boxing, in my opinion. Like I said, I would lean towards Subriel Matias, but for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because he has a he has a thug history, you know what I'm talking about? My boy was involved in drug trafficking. Maybe that's why people ain't gravitating towards him. I don't know, but to me, Subriel Matias is the best representation for Puerto Rican boxer right now. But like I said, for some reason, the masses don't seem to gravitate towards him. But maybe he'll change that with his fight against Liam Paro. You know, I don't know. We'll see. But I definitely think Subriel Matias is better than Xander Zayas right now, and Edgar Berlanga. And you know, Xander Zayas is still up and coming. Edgar Berlanga, I feel like Edgar Berlanga is peaked. Well, said ice cream. You know my thing. But yeah, so on to Shu Shu, man. Shu Shu Carrington versus Brian DeGracia, man. I called him Degrassi, you know what I'm saying? And just like the show Degrassi, Degracia got ended, you know what I'm saying? So Shu Shu put on a show. I like the way that he seemingly switched his style up mid-fight, because at first he was outboxing him, but then I could tell that he wanted to be more exciting because maybe he sensed the presence of Naoya Inoue, the monster in the crowd. So he's like, you know, I'm gonna put on a show, man. And you could tell he like changed his whole demeanor. I want to say like in the 4th or 5th round, and he put his hands down, just like, man, let's go, let's fight. I'm not gonna outbox you, let's actually fight. And he outfought him, man. You know, I think he sensed his power, noticed that he couldn't really do too much substantial damage to Shu Shu, and he fought. I was very impressed with him, man. He was I like the way he seamlessly switched his styles up too. You know, shows some versatility there. And then at the end of the fight, you know, he acknowledged Naoya Inoue. And what I thought was dope was that Naoya Inoue was in the crowd to watch this fight, and he left immediately afterwards. If I was Xander's eyes, it doesn't matter, but you know, I'd be like, damn, man, if I fight, I want to come watch my fight too, you know what I'm saying? But you can tell he just had an objective just to scout the competition, man. That's what he was there for, man. And he watched Shu Shu Carrington, who is his potential competition in the future. Of course, Naoya Inoue is at super bantamweight, and Shu Shu Carrington is one weight class above at featherweight. But you know, that's a potential clash, you know. And then so Naoya Inoue waved at him from the crowd, and Shu Shu, you can see him. He gave him a bow out of respect to that culture, man. So shout out to you know, I love where the boxers respect each other's cultures and stuff like that, and respect each other too. You can fight, I mean, you have to disrespect each other, you know what I'm saying? So I love when you see Japanese culture embrace African American culture, or the Nigerian culture embrace a Puerto Rican culture, or the Puerto Rican culture embrace the Jamaican, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, or Australian commercial culture, stuff like that, when it mixes up, man. I think that's dope for the sport. But yeah, so I think that Shu Shu said, you know, he acknowledged Naoya Inoue's presence in the ring in the post-fight interview, and he said he wants to fight Naoya Inoue. But he did say later on, you know, and I respect Shu Shu for that. I think a lot of people are asking him if he's ready for Naoya Inoue, and Bentley kind of touched on it. I agree with Bentley. I don't think that he's ready at this moment. I think he will be. I said this though. I said that give him another 3 fights, and I think he'll be ready. However, that don't mean I'm right. I'm just telling you what I observe. You know, I could be wrong. He may be ready right now. I'm just saying I don't think he's ready right now. Just because this is only what, his 12th fight, 11th fight, 12th fight, and I just think you need a little more experience under your belt, man. And now you're the like I say, he's a monster, man. He's a monster. And Shu Shu Carrington, while I do think that he has a style that stylistically he could beat Naoya Inoue, you know what I'm saying? It complements. I think Shu Shu style could exploit some of the weaknesses in Naoya Inoue's style, but also too Naoya Inoue's ruggedness and the fact that he has that power. You know, that could that complements anybody. Anybody's style when he got power. He got power. So I definitely think that Naoya Inoue, it would be too much for him right now, but I could be wrong. You know, I could be wrong. That's just what I think. And when I say he's not ready, that don't mean that he'll win when he is ready. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that, oh, if he's not ready, meaning that, oh, when he gets ready, he could beat him for sure. No, I think that's a good fight regardless. You know what I'm saying? I can see both of them win. I can see a path to victory for both of them. You know what I'm saying? So when I say that he's not ready, that's not implying that, or when he is ready, that means he's going to win. And a lot of people think that. A lot of people think just because you're ready, that means you're going to win. No, you could be ready and lose. Just like you could be unready and win. You could be unprepared and win. You know, it doesn't happen often, but you could be unprepared and you could be fully prepared and still lose. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just somebody's too much for you. But I do think in about a year, Shu Shu will be ready for Naoya Inoue. Like I said, once again, I will re-emphasize. I don't mean he's going to win. But I think that's a good fight stylistically. And then next up, I want to talk about Delonte Tiger Johnson. I don't want to stay too long on him. I ain't going to lie, I was kind of disappointed in Tiger Johnson. Hopefully, he goes back to the drawing board. I can't remember the gentleman that he fought, but the guy he fought was a tough guy too. And I just thought that, in my opinion, Tiger Johnson, when he was out there, I just felt like he was trying to look good and trying to look impressive as opposed to just fighting and letting it come to him. Like Shu Shu Carrington, you know what I'm saying? He looks impressive. He's another young prospect, young up and comer, and he looks good just by being, you know, execution, implementing what he worked on in the gym. I felt like when I was watching Tiger Johnson fight, he looked like somebody that was trying to look good, and I think that doesn't bode well in the future. You know, they got you through this fight, but that was a close fight, and I didn't think it had to be, but I felt like it was because he was trying to look good. But, you know, he's a young fighter too, so we'll see some more out of him in the future, I'm sure. Let me catch with some of the chat. He said, I like Shu Shu, but he pop shot too much with no power. If there was power, he would have gotten Gracie out. Inoue wasn't impressed. Shu Shu versus Robeisy. Yeah, that'd be a good one. You know, Inoue wasn't impressed. I don't know about that, Bentley. I think he was. Shu Shu did good, but not ready for the bar. So, yeah, I don't think he's ready for him yet. Maybe 2 or 3, but 3 more fights with faster. Yeah, that's why I said I think 3 more fights. Well, no, I said 3 more fights, including this last one, so I think 2 more fights. With that performance, you honestly think he can win against Inoue? I did not see no power yesterday. Gracie's tough though, man. Gracie's tough, man. You can say you don't see power, but that's what everybody has different durability levels. You're not gonna get everybody out of there. Let me go grab a water. I'll be right back. Yeah, you're not gonna get everybody out of there. You know what I'm saying? It's like Shu Shu versus Robeisy. Yeah, that'd be a good fight. That'd be a great fight. I'm thinking the same as you are. 2 or 3 more fights. Yeah, exactly, Arnaldo. I don't think that. I'm not sure. I don't think he'll beat Inoue. Not now. I think in 2 or 3 more fights? Yeah, of course. I think that he could have a chance. I'm not saying that he will beat him. Like I'm saying, I'm not saying he will beat him. I don't know, but I think Shu Shu style is good against Inoue. And I would say this too about Gracie. I think Shu Shu has power. I just think Gracie is tough. That guy was tough, man. It's like Pitbull when Pitbull fought Tank. First of all, well, that's a bad example because Tank said he hurt his hand, and they said Tank, and they confirmed that Tank hurt his hand. But you may not get everybody out of there. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be able to get. Some people are just real tough, man. And the Gracie may be real tough, you know. Oh man, Boston is up by 9 right now, man. He just hit a nice 3-pointer at the end of the third quarter, going into the fourth, 74-83. So no, if you ask me right now, if they fought right now, I would have Naoya Inoue. But you also got to remember too, though, Bentley, Shu Shu's bigger. Well, not necessarily bigger. He's at a higher weight class. So there's no telling how the monster might look at 126. You know, I don't know. So yeah, 126. He didn't get out DeGracia, but I don't know how Naoya Inoue will handle 126 if they fought, because Bruce Carrington said he's not interested in moving down. He said that he wants to stay at 126. He won't go lower than 126. So if they fought, it'll probably be at 126. So, But to answer your question, no, I don't think right now if they fought, I think Naoya Inoue will win. Hell, in 2 fights, I might still have Naoya Inoue, but I think it's a good fight though. Franklin in the building. 126 is going to be the best. Hey, featherweight looking good, Bentley. Featherweight looking good. The half court shot was crazy, bro. Franklin, that was crazy, bro. That was Pritchard who shot that too, right? Yeah, 126 looks stacked. That's a fact. But I would say this too. Who's Naoya Inoue fighting again? I know he's supposed to fight Sam Goodman, but then they switched that up. He's not fighting Goodman anymore. Goodman has another opponent, and so does Naoya Inoue. But it's gonna be a super bantamweight, if I'm not mistaken. So who's to know? Maybe they don't even fight. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Inoue doesn't go up to 126. I mean, I think he will, but maybe he doesn't. I don't know. But yeah, that's a fight I would like to see in the future. I would like to see Shu Shu versus Inoue, man, in the future. Maybe you'll see that in the Tokyo Dome or something like that. Or maybe, hey, maybe they might fight in Saudi Arabia, or maybe they might fight here, you know, in America. I don't know. But I think that's a good fight regardless. I think Shu Shu definitely needs a minimum of 2 more fights just to even be ready, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, being ready don't mean you're going to win. I don't know who I probably put. I would have to see how he performs his next fights and see how Naoya Inoue performs as well, because I will say this, I definitely think that Shu Shu, even right now, let me think. I definitely think Shu Shu's better than Naoya Inoue. I mean, sorry, Louis Neary, who Naoya Inoue just fought. I think Shu Shu will beat him. I'm not talking about just height-wise. I'm just saying skill-wise. I think Marlon Tapales would be a good matchup for Shu Shu. But yeah, I think that. Yeah, I think that's a big threat, just stylistically speaking. So we'll see, man. We'll see, man. Hopefully, we'll see soon. You know. All right, what else? So then I want to talk about too. Those of you that I don't know about giving dudes credit under a certain weight class, because it's not the same competition as Karis Crawford or Boots, Errol Spence, Gary Antoine. It depends. It depends. You know, I don't think that there's. I think you're right to a certain extent. I think the overall competition isn't as high as the higher weight classes, but I do think that greatness is greatness no matter where you're at. So I think there are some fighters that are great, you know what I'm saying, down there that they can test their skills against. But I do agree with you, generally speaking. It's hard to decipher and decipher who's really, really good and discern between who just seems like they good. I agree in the smaller weight divisions. So I think you have a point, but sometimes they do go under the radar too. And sometimes there are people that are overhyped as well. So yeah, I have a point. But I do think that yeah, I'm looking forward for that fight whenever it happens. But on another note too, did y'all see Savannah Marshall had her PFL debut? Professional Fighting League debut. MMA, which is what Clarissa Shields has done before. That's no good angle to use for Boxing Frank. I don't know, Bentley. I think to a certain extent it is. Like, not to discredit that. I don't think you should discredit them, anybody at any weight class. But it's kind of like the heavyweight division, right? Only a fool would think that the heavyweight division was these last few years. I mean, it's picking up now, of course, with Zhang, Fury, Usyk, AJ seemed to be improving. But even still, it's like the heavyweight division wasn't that spectacular, right? So I think a lot of times, you know, the smaller divisions go through droughts like that. I think they go through droughts more often. So I will say this, like, remember you had the smaller guys like Marco Antonio Barrera, Eric Morales, Juan Manuel Marquez, Pacquiao. I'm talking about when they were smaller before they start moving up. That was when it was hot. You know, it was hot down there. But, I mean, think about the last few guys that were really, really good that you could think of. Like, Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez was good. But who else? You know what I'm saying? You got to kind of, like, dig a little deep to find some. You know, Juan Francisco Estrada's good, of course. But it's like, it's hard to determine who's really. Sometimes it's hard to determine who's really great down there. I kind of agree with it, but not to just. I don't agree to discredit anybody, but sometimes it just seems like there's a lot of guys and you don't know who stands out, who's really standing out, I should say. Just like back in the day when they did put the heavyweights on the list because it's disrespectful to them. They fight guys that outweigh them by 40 or 50 pounds. You talking about like a pound for pound joint? It's because you don't follow the lower division. That's true too. That's true. Some people don't follow the lower division. That's facts, Bentley. The Aaron Morales and Marco fights up 26. Yeah, man. Bentley, I don't. There's not a lot of champions at itty bitty weight class. I think Franklin is right, honestly. 7-Eleven in the building. No, I think both of y'all right. Yeah, I see what he's saying too. I think both of y'all right, but I don't think any of the smaller weight divisions should be disrespected. But I do think that sometimes it's more quantity than quality, I will say. I'll be right back again. Sometimes it's more quantity than quality. Yeah, don't count them out. I agree. Don't count them out just because you don't know. However, let me tell you. Let me ask you this, Bentley. Like, for example, let's say Naoya Inoue, right? I'm gonna be honest with you. I like Naoya Inoue, but I thought Louis Neary was overhyped. Like, I don't know why. I still to this day I don't know why. No disrespect to Louis Neary, but why did everybody think that Louis Neary was some big competition for Naoya Inoue? I didn't really understand that, but in my opinion, when I see stuff like that, and because I watch boxing, I know that Louis Neary lost to Brandon Figueroa. That doesn't mean you bad just because you lose to one person, but because I knew that, it's like, I'm like, oh, okay, they're kind of hyping him up because there's not really anybody else. You know what I'm saying? So I do think from that angle, there is kind of a point that he has, but you also have a point too that you shouldn't discredit people just because you're unfamiliar with them. That's never a good thing, but you know, at the same time, still, sometimes there's more quantity than quality. got 30 facts. He said, I'll give you an example. Inoue getting undisputed is not the same as Usyk getting undisputed fighting guys that outweigh him. No. So there's not. No. Of course, it's disrespectful to put a 136 pounder and pound for pound. Then anybody under Inoue would beat his ass if they fought. Nah. See that's. I think you looking at it the wrong way. 7-Eleven. What's a boy? Louis Neary is not a bum. Inoue made him look like an average Joe. I never said Inoue was. I never said Louis Neary was a bum. I said he was overhyped. I never said he was a bum. You said bum. I never said bum. Y'all, who said bum? I never said. I said he was overhyped, and he lost to Brandon Figueroa. So why would people think that he would beat Naoya Inoue? That's why. So he was overhyped. I don't understand why people really thought he was going to beat Naoya Inoue. Now it was surprising that he knocked him down, but don't overhype Louis Neary. Why? Okay, so tell me why did you think Louis Neary was a real threat to Naoya Inoue? Because it's so funny to me that people think that Louis Neary is a threat to Naoya Inoue, but then they don't think Frank Martin's a threat to Tank. You see what I'm saying? Or then Artem Honey Union should be he's a threat to Shakur Stevenson then. What's the difference? What's the difference? 7-Eleven, how is it just supposed to have anyway? Y'all probably gotta take his power for power that if you say that. Nah, anyway is I disagree with what you just said, 7-Eleven. I don't think it's disrespectful to put somebody on pound for pound. That's what pound for pound is. A lot of people sometimes they misunderstand what the pound for pound is, right? Pound for pound means that you're trying to normalize it. It's not that you're saying that this person would beat this person in a straight up fight. It's that you're taking how their performance is. You're taking how good they perform against their opponents. You're taking also their opponents and the caliber of opponents that they fought and the accolades and accomplishments that they made, how dominant they look. So you're trying to normalize their feats somehow, in some way. So I don't think it's disrespectful to put a small guy on there at all. But yeah, it's pound for pound doesn't mean that Terrence Crawford would beat Alexander Usyk in a fight. That's not what that means. That's not what it means. It just means that, like I said, you're trying to normalize their accomplishments and how well they do against people that's in front of them. That's the whole point of pound for pound best. Is you know what I'm saying? It's like measuring strength, right? I'm gonna give you an example. It's like a lion and an ant, right? If you measure, there's no way an ant will beat a lion, but if you measure their strength pound for pound, like an ant could lift however 100 times more than his body weight. A lion can't lift 100. A human can't lift 100 times more than his body weight. So pound for pound, the ant is stronger. But of course, an ant would not stand a chance against a lion, right? That's what pound for pound is. Like, how strong are you relative to your size? Bud got dropped. Ali got dropped. That's not the same as. Okay, see Bentley, you reaching now. You reaching now, bro. Bud getting dropped, yes, because Bud didn't really get dropped. So you're reaching in two ways. You're reaching if you're saying that Louis Neary is a caliber fighter that Ali fought when he got dropped, and you're reaching because Terrence Crawford didn't get dropped. It is what it is. Now we can say he should have been dropped, yeah, but he didn't get dropped, right? I guess what was that? Who was that again? What's the dude's name again? Bud fought one person with 3 belts. Yeah, that's how you got undisputed. What's the problem with that? Bud never got dropped before. Show me where he got dropped. Maybe you could say he should have got dropped, yeah, but he got dropped. So you fought one person with 3 belts. I mean, that's how undisputed usually goes. Sometimes you have somebody who has 2 belts, somebody has 3 belts, somebody. How many belts does Bivol have, Bentley? Bivol has 1 belt. How many belts does Beterbiev have? Beterbiev has 3 belts, right? So what's the difference? So let's be consistent now, bro. Is Bivol and Beterbiev a bad fight because one person has 3 belts and one person has 1 belt? Come on, bro. Stop it, bro. So a lot of times, one of them will have 3 belts and one have 1 belt. Sometimes somebody will defend their undisputed and have no belts and going against somebody who has all 4 belts. The ref didn't call it. Okay, well, if the ref didn't call it, then it wasn't a knockdown. Name someone in a way fought. That's all aerospace level. Please stop it. I don't think that I think for first of all, I think both y'all tripping. I think some y'all fans of Terrence Crawford and Bentley's a fan of Inoue. So neither one of y'all being objective. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it was never considered a knockdown. So I mean, that's like saying Alexander Usyk. Yeah, exactly. That's like exactly something. That's like saying Alexander Usyk got stopped by Daniel Dubois. Well, the ref didn't call it, so it was not a stop. It wasn't a knockdown. So we could say that, but if the ref didn't call it, it's not a knockdown. No, I don't think overrated. I don't think Inoue's overrated. I don't think Inoue's overrated. However, I don't think that. But I also agree with you that he hasn't fought anybody on Spence's level. No, I don't think he fought anybody on Errol Spence's level. But I don't think he's overrated either. I think both those two things can exist at the same time. You know what I'm saying? I think both those ideas aren't mutually exclusive. I think both y'all are just arguing on different. Y'all are just arguing on different sides. I think Inoue is pound for pound, top 3. Whether you, me personally, how I feel right now. I think it's okay if you have Bud number 1, Inoue number 1, or Usyk number 1. I think the proper person to have number 1 right now is Usyk. I think Usyk is number 1. Crawford's number 2, and Inoue's number 3. But if you have Inoue number 2, Crawford number 1, Usyk number 3, or Usyk number 1, Inoue number 2, Crawford number 3, or Inoue number 1, Usyk number 2, Crawford number 3, I think you make an argument for all 3 of those guys. I don't think you have to diminish any one of them. But I do think that I think there's no way you could tell me that anybody that he fought is on that Inoue fought is on Errol Spence's level. No, that's not true. But Inoue has fought more people. So, like, once again, it's quality over quantity, or quantity, depends on what you like. So Naoya Inoue has a quantity because he's been doing it repeatedly. He's been active. And that's why you can make an argument for him being number one, in my opinion. Terrence Crawford, he has the most qualitative win over Errol Spence. Errol Spence is the best opponent, hell, than even Usyk fought. You know what I'm saying? So he's the highest caliber opponent. So, but he's just been inactive. That's all Terrence Crawford has had in the last year and a half. So that's why you can make an argument. That's what knocks Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford is what's good for him is that he destroyed Errol Spence. He has the highest caliber opponent. But then what knocks him down is because he hasn't been active. And then Inoue doesn't have the highest quality opponent, but he's been doing it and looking good so often against Neary, against Cool Boy Fulton, Stephen Cool Boy Fulton, Stephen Cool Boy Fulton, Lewis Neary, Stephen Cool Boy Fulton, Marlon Tapales. So he's been doing it repeatedly so many times. He's so active. So that's the plus side for him, that he has a quantitative part on his side. And then Usyk, of course, Usyk has on his side is that, you know, he just beat Fury. You know what I'm saying? Fury is considered the best heavyweight of this era, even if you think the heavyweight division has been pretty weak. You know, he's still the best, and he moved up from cruiserweight, and he's the first one in 25 years, in a quarter century. You know what I'm saying? So they all have arguments for them, you know, for them. But I think that's a good argument. What I don't think is a good argument is to say that Terrence Crawford doesn't deserve it because of this, or Inoue doesn't deserve it because of this, or Usyk doesn't deserve it because of this. Nah, I think those are bad arguments. Because Inoue is fighting good people, but I don't think he's fought anybody as Errol Spence has fought. That's true. He said, I'm actually a fan of Bud. Yeah, I'm a fan of just boxing. 7-Eleven, one of those repeated with what the Wakandas be saying. You one of those keep repeating what the Wakandas be saying? I'm not sure what you're saying right there, Bentley. I'm watching Matia's interview on another channel, and I'm here at this. I appreciate that, Arnaldo. What do you mean by that? You repeat what the Wakandas be saying. Wait, what? What does it got to do with Wakanda? What are we doing right now? You said Ali got dropped. Yeah, and Ali never got his credit until he died, as a bad example. Rest in peace, Muhammad Ali. Bud would beat everybody at 126. Would Inoue beat everybody at 147? That's what I thought. So he's better point blank, period. See, you can't. That's the thing. So you can't really say Inoue's a smaller guy. That's not really a good argument. You know what I'm saying? That's like saying, will Bud beat anybody at heavyweight? No, he's not that size. Or are you talking about stylistically? Are you saying literally, or you say stylistically? Learning disabilities, boxing community is whack. You don't know shit about boxing, Roger Mayweather. Learning disabilities, boxing community is whack. I don't know what you're talking about right now, man. I'm lost. I'm super lost. But yeah, so I think both of y'all have good arguments. I just think that y'all both going around it the wrong way. In my opinion, I think both of y'all arguing some points that are kind of ridiculous. Sorry, why you say sorry for, Belly? You good? You said he don't know nothing about boxing. He said Marcus Tapalis is crazy. My boy supporter in the building. Dub says 7-Eleven right, though. I don't think so. I disagree with that. I don't think he's right. I think he has some good points, but I don't think he's right. I think Bentley has some good points, but I don't think he's right either. But I don't think he's totally wrong either. You know, so I think they both have some good points, but then they kind of go off on the deep end. Oh, LDBC boxing community. Oh, I heard about that. I don't really know much about it though. The LDBC, whatever. Lions Den boxing community. I rock with lions. That's my favorite animal, but I don't like anybody that's biased. You know what I'm saying? I don't like anybody that's biased against black fighters. You know, I don't like anybody that hates on black fighters. I don't like anybody that's just biased on one fighter. I don't like anybody that hates on Hispanic fighters or just biased on Hispanic fighters. I don't like any type of bias like that on any side. But black boxers do get a lot of hate, though. Unnecessarily, but that's just, you know, it is what it is. And it sauce me like a female. That's good. We just disagree. It don't take all. He said it sauce me like a female. It's just boxing. That's true. It's just boxing. I agree with that. I agree with that. But however, I don't think, like I said, I don't think you're too far off though. If you look at it objectively, right? Like I said, I don't think anybody has. People just. I'm gonna tell you why people discredit Errol Spence. Nah, you good, Bentley. You good. We just talking, man. I appreciate you acknowledging that you messed up though. Shout out to 7-Eleven too. We can always disagree. I appreciate you, 7-Eleven. I appreciate you too, Bentley. I think that let's first of all, boxing is emotional. You know what I'm saying? Because you get passionate about boxing. You get emotionally involved with the fighter that you like. You know what I'm saying? So it happens to me too. You know what I'm saying? So you get passionate about. I get very passionate when I just discuss boxing. So it's all good, man. As long as we just try to keep it respectful, man. It's all good. But like I said, I think both y'all made good points, but I think both y'all went off the deep end a little bit too. I think it is crazy to think that anybody is the caliber of Errol Spence. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even think that Tyson Fury is a caliber. You know, Tyson Fury Usyk isn't the caliber of fight that Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford was. You know, it's just because hindsight is 20/20, right? So in hindsight, we see what Terrence Crawford did to Spence, so we think that Spence is somehow bad. Spence was on the decline, yes, because of his car accidents and stuff like that. But Spence, like I said before, what did they call the fight? They called the fight the best fight in boxing to see who era of boxing this is. And Terrence Crawford won. That's why a lot of people say it's Terrence Crawford's era of boxing. If Errol Spence would have won, they would have said it's Errol Spence's era of boxing. So these are both great fighters that, you know, are both known, both have great accolades, accomplishments, both beat many champions on their resume. So it's very that was a very big fight. You know what I'm saying? Outside of, I'll say that the last fight of that magnitude, as far as skills being high, I'm not talking about the fight just because people like them and people know them. Because hell, Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney, that was a big fight. You know what I'm saying? Because people know them and Ryan Garcia's popularity. So I'm not talking about just popularity. I'm talking about from a skill standpoint and accomplishments in the ring. The last fight as big as that was probably Manny Pacquiao versus Mayweather. That was probably the biggest fight as far as competitiveness goes. On paper, of course, it wasn't competitive in the ring, but on paper, that was probably the biggest fight since Floyd Mayweather and... No, I'm lying. I forgot about Canelo and Triple G. So the last three biggest fights, of course, you got to throw Usyk and Tyson Fury in there now. But at that time, it was Pacquiao. Of recent memory is Pacquiao. It was Mayweather Pacquiao, Canelo Triple G, Errol Spence, Crawford and Spence. And then now you got to put Usyk and Fury in there. No one else comes close to those fights. Smoochie in the building. What's good, Smoochie? Boxing is life. Respect to everyone in the community. Facts, Bentley. I love that, bro. I love that. I know it's hard sometimes, though, bro. Don't feel bad. Like I said, you a good dude, man. That's one thing I can't say about everybody in the stream. I feel like y'all good people, man. Good men and women in the stream, man. I appreciate that. So that don't mean we can't talk shit. We all talk shit, hell. But I think both y'all, like I said, I think both y'all made good points. I think both y'all went off on the deep end a little bit, you know, but it's a good conversation, man. Good conversation, man. But yeah, I don't like anybody that's overly biased. You know what I'm saying? So any boxing community that's overly biased for a certain boxer. But then again, too, I will say this too. I've seen people. I don't know about the different boxing communities, you know, on the internet, but I have heard about the LDBC, and I see people. I don't know who's part of that or who's not part of it, but I have seen people talk trash about certain communities. But a lot of times, the people that are bashing some communities is because they're just as biased as they're accusing the other people to be biased. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been accused. The reason why I knew what that was is because at first I didn't know what the LDBC was until somebody accused me of being part of it. I was like, what is that? They said LDBC something. I was like, what is that? What are you talking about? And then they explained. They're like, oh, no. And they apologized. They said, oh, I thought you were a part of that because you like something. I can't remember who I said. I think I made a video about Floyd and Pacquiao or something like that. And then they came back to another video and they apologized. They said, oh, I'm sorry. I thought, because I can't remember what it was. I think I made a video about praising Inoue or something like that. And they're like, oh, I thought you were such and such. I just banned them because I don't tolerate that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I give non-biased opinions. I give opinions that I believe in. and not because I have some type of hidden agenda. And if you're going to attack me because I have an opinion, then that means that you're projecting how you feel on me, because you probably think that way. You're probably ignorant. So you think that everybody else is ignorant too. A lot of people in this world that holler about racism, they be racist. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying who's right or who's wrong, but be careful with that, because a lot of times the people that are accusing somebody of being racist or prejudiced or biased usually is because they're actually the ones that are racist, biased, or prejudiced, and they're just projecting. I don't care who you got at number one, as long as you got Usyk, Crawford, Inoue top. That's what I think too, Dub. I don't care who you have at number one either. As long as it's those top three, that means that you know boxing. And now I will say this too, though. If you want to have Canelo in there and maybe take out one of the top three, okay, cool. But your top four, your top three has to, in my opinion, has to be Usyk, Naoya Inoue, and Crawford in some order. And then if you want to have maybe for some reason like 7-Eleven doesn't really care for small guys, he takes Inoue out and puts Canelo in, but Inoue still like in your top four, then okay. Or if you, or maybe you like people that are active, and Terrence Crawford he has, let's be honest, you know, he hasn't fought in a while, so he's very inactive. So maybe you take Crawford out of your top three and you put Canelo in there, but Crawford's still in your top four. I'm cool. It just has to make sense, you know what I'm saying? You can't just tell me that you have Inoue in there because he's Asian and you like Asian boxers, or you have Usyk at number one because he's European or he's white and you like white boxers, or you have Terrence Crawford number one because he's black or African and you like black boxers. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have some type of thought. And what about their works? I heard LWC usually they support black fighters. I don't understand why it's a problem when black people support black fighters, but every nationality does and don't get shamed for it. Right? That's exactly what I was alluding to, 7-Eleven. That's exactly what I was alluding to. Exactly. It's not a problem. Right. I heard the LDBC usually they support black fighters. Right. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't understand why it's a problem when black people support black fighters, but every nationality. Exactly. And that's my point. So a lot of times, and I'm not defending it because I don't know what kind of. I've heard of it before because I was accused of it, but I don't know exactly, so I can't speak on that in particular. But what you just said is 1,000% correct. No one gets mad when Hispanics support Hispanics or Asians support Asian fighters or whites support white fighters. Why do people get mad when black fighters support black fighters? Because they feel threatened. For what reason? You feel inadequate. You know what I'm saying? You feel uncomfortable because you're not confident in yourself. And you see other people as a threat because you feel inferior, not because people are saying that you're inferior or anybody else is superior. It's just that's how you feel. You feel inferior because most likely, you know, you an insect of a person, and you probably got some issues. So there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with supporting those that look like you. You know what I'm saying? But it is a problem when you knock those that don't look like you because you think that it's some superiority complex. That's when it's a problem. But there's nothing wrong with a black person going for a black fighter, or a white person going for a white fighter, or a Hispanic person going for a Hispanic fighter, or an Asian person going for an Asian fighter. Nothing wrong with that. But I do agree with you. I've seen that a lot too. I did too, bro. I'm a big Crawford and Spence fan. That's why I could get mad at you for being a fan. Anyway, he's definitely a great talent. Yeah, facts. That's funny how we just spiraled into this conversation. It's a good conversation to have though. A lot of times, because what you just said is very true, man. When like if okay, you see Luka Doncic and Al Horford going at it, but that's a very good conversation to have, man. There's nothing wrong with going for the fighters that you like, or if they look like you or whatever, you know. But I will say there is something wrong when you knock fighters just because they don't look like you. I think that's when it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? But that's just my opinion on that whole situation. You know what I'm saying? It's like bro, I was called all types of names when I was going for Ryan Garcia over Devin Haney. Because people thought that because I'm black, I should go for Devin Haney. But no, I watch boxing, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you're wrong for that, but I watch boxing. I like fighters I like and dislike fighters for more reasons than just the complexion of their skin. You know, I feel like that's kind of shallow, but you know, it is what it is. That's the other people's prerogative. I like Ryan Garcia more because I like Ryan Garcia more because he's more of a fighter to me. But however, now I don't like, you know what I'm saying, just because I won money off him and I bet on him and I won money that he'll beat him. I was not happy that somebody cheated. You know, if you cheated, man, you should be punished. You know, Ryan Garcia, whether intentional or not, he cheated. You know, and I don't think that's right. And it's just like when what's the name? Who was fighting? What's the name? I made a pound for pound list, and I said I had Terrence Crawford #1 over Inoue, and they said, and some people said to me, "Oh, you just have that because you're black." No, I mean I like Terrence Crawford more than I like Inoue. What's the problem? They're both good fights. It's not like I had. It's not like if it was just because he was black, then I wouldn't even have Inoue on there, because then I have Shakur #2 or Tank #2, or you know what I'm saying. I had Inoue #2. You know how many other black fighters I have that I have Inoue over. So if it was just a color thing, then why would I have Inoue #2? I would have Errol Spence #2. I'd have Wilder #2. I have Tank #2. I have Haney #2. I have Shakur #2. There's plethora of black fighters I can put #2. It's just that Terrence Crawford is also good. Inoue is also good. If you have Inoue #1, I don't think that's a problem, because he's also good, and you could justify that. If you have Usyk #1, that's not a problem. But like 7-Eleven said, when a black person has a black fighter #1, it's because he's black, not because they watch boxing or they know what they're talking about. It's just because he's black. You know, and that's because that's how a lot of people that say that, when you say, like, if I see an Asian person and they say, "Oh, I have now you're Inoue #1," I don't just think because they're Asian. I don't automatically think that. You know, I give them benefit of the doubt. I think that they know boxing and they have a good reason. But when other people, but if you do think that, to me, that's you're projecting your feelings on somebody else. You know what I'm saying? You don't. It's not necessarily that you think that I think like that. It's just because you think that way, and that's how you selected. So you automatically think and assume that I also think the same way. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times when people say that, oh, this person's racist or this person, a lot of times they're projecting is not really even really an accurate assessment. That's all I gotta say about that. That's enough preaching, man. Anyway, let's get back to Savannah Marshall. That was a good conversation, though. But Savannah Marshall had her PFL debut, man, and she won via first round knockout, or TKO stoppage against Morella Vargas, man, in the PFL. You know, Clarissa Shields also fought in PFL, which is Professional Fighters League, is MMA, right? And you know, she followed Savannah Marshall. You know, her and Clarissa Shields had some history in the boxing ring where Clarissa Shields beat her, and she said, "Hey, I'm only at PFL because I want my rematch against Clarissa Shields," you know, and shout out to Clarissa Shields. I thought it was dope, man. They seem to have like a friendly rivalry, because Clarissa Shields is in the crowd rooting for Savannah Marshall. You know, that's the thing right there. Like, this goes to what we're talking about. Like, they fight each other, they fought each other. One person lost, one person won, and they can still root for each other. It still be cool, and you know what I'm saying. Not be hate each other, hate on each other. Not hate each other or hate on each other. They used to root for each other. And then after, I thought it was so dope, because after Savannah won, she called out Clarissa Shields immediately for a rematch, right? And Savannah, she got to work on her takedown. She got to work on her takedown defense. You know what I'm saying? But she did get the stoppage, and she won with her striking. And what I thought was after she called out Clarissa Shields, they showed them talking together and stuff like that, and they were just talking about the fights, and you know what I'm saying, Coach Clarissa Shields giving her some pointers, and they were just talking about, like, yeah, we got to fight again, but they were just keeping it cool. They hugged and all that stuff, and I thought that was very dope, man. That's a dope part of boxing that they don't show. You know what I'm saying? They like to show people just arguing and fussing and fighting all the time, but a lot of times people do get along, even if they fight each other. You know, there's such thing as a friendly rivalry, and I thought that was very dope, man. Both of them were very classy, and I would like to see that rematch, man. I think that's a mega fight in the PFL. The rematch as an MMA fight would be dope, man. I would still have Clarissa Shields, like I said, because I watched the fight against her and Vargas, and I think Clarissa Shields' defense is a little better, but Clarissa Shields is 2-1. Is she 2-1 or 3-1 in MMA? I don't know if it's 2-1 or 3-1. Her last fight was against Kelsey DeSantis. But I think that fight would be good. I would lean towards Clarissa Shields, because I think it would end up going back to a stand-up game and striking. And I think the same thing will happen that happened in the boxing. I think Clarissa Shields is a better boxer, so she'll out-strike her. I do love me some Bud, too. Yeah, now you good, Bentley, bro. Bro, first of all, if I thought that you was a butthole like that, you wouldn't be a mod in my channel. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to prove nothing to nobody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody get caught up sometimes. It's just when we recognize our wrongs. That's the dope part. You know what I'm saying? Aeon, what's good? Appreciate you in that follow button. Welcome to Lion Game. What's good? Yeah, it's like I like Naoya Inoue. I like Bud. And when I have Naoya Inoue over sometimes bro, I made a video where I'm like, I have Naoya Inoue over Bud. It depends on how I'm feeling, you know. But I don't think that sometimes I just feel like we shouldn't even have to defend ourselves like that, because when you coming from a good place and an honest place, then you shouldn't even have to defend yourself from that, because you letting somebody else make you stoop to another level. Like, There's nothing wrong that you respect people at smaller weight classes. I think they should be respected. But that doesn't diminish the accomplishments of the people above that weight class. Just like the people above that weight class, they respect it. It doesn't diminish the accomplishments at the lower weight classes. However, when you talk about pound for pound 1, 2, and 3, you're getting very close to the nitty gritty. So you do have to find something to separate them from each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and a lot of times you go to the opposition that they fought. You know, and you rate the caliber of opposition. And that just is what it is. And it is, you know, I don't think that is everything that you're fighting bigger men, pause, or bigger people, but at the same time, it does mean a little more when you have an unlimited weight class, you know, like Usyk was doing. And it does mean, and it's not a coincidence that the competition is, I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that. I think that is, or acknowledging that. I think the high, I'll say like around 140 is when you really start to see more parity in the division. Like in the smaller divisions, and even in heavyweight, we saw like there was like 1 or 2 or 3 guys that were just levels above the rest. We've seen that like with Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, and Deontay Wilder, especially Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, until they fought each other. They were levels above the rest, right? There's nothing wrong with saying that there's not that much parity in the division. And I think a lot of time that's applicable for smaller divisions. Like there's like 2 or 3 guys, maybe 4 guys in the smaller divisions that are way above the rest. There's nothing wrong with acknowledging that. There's nothing wrong with sometimes like right now. Remember there was a time. Remember with the Super 6 tournament at 168. And there was a time when 168 was like the deepest division. Sometimes it changes. And right now we're going through a time where like the deepest division is like 140, 135. But sometimes it fluctuates, man. There's nothing wrong with acknowledging that. Smoochie, what up, Smoochie? Say hi again. We about to fight. The game is over, man. Celtics won game 2. They up 2-0, man. They up 2-0 against the Mavericks. That's it right there. But yeah, so I just think, but yeah, I do appreciate you being a stand-up individual though, and the way y'all handled it. 7-Eleven, shout out to 7-Eleven, big respect, you know, and because he could have got Buck back with you and he didn't. Shout out to Franklin, shout out to Bentley as well. But yeah, I think y'all made some valid points. I just think some of y'all went off the deep end as well. What up, Czar? But yeah, so I also want to talk about too, Manny Pacquiao. Speaking of smaller divisions and Asian fighters, shout out to Manny Pacquiao, man, the legend, the icon. Man, he's talking about coming back. He's coming back, man. Manny Pacquiao, the Filipino fighter, man. He's supposed to be coming back and fighting a fighter named what's his name? Chichiro Suzuki. Forgive me if I mispronounce it. I think it's Chihiro Suzuki, a Ryzen MMA star. He fights for Ryzen, and Manny's supposed to be fighting him on July 28th. So we'll see, man. Like I said, it seems like Manny Pacquiao is supposed to fight like 10 people in the last 4 months. He's supposed to fight a rematch with Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? 2 GOATs had their rematch. Then he was supposed to fight the legendary kickboxing champion in Buakaw. That didn't happen. Then there's rumors about him fighting Conor Benn and Conor McGregor. That's 2 corners. Then he's supposed to fight, up until yesterday, he was supposed to fight Mario Barrios. Then he was supposed to fight Ryan Garcia. Then he's supposed to fight Tank. It's like, bro, this man's supposed to fight so many people, and now he's fighting Chihiro Suzuki, who's an MMA fighter. It's going to be a boxing exhibition, supposed to be 3 rounds in July 28th. So we have a date on it. We did have a date for the Buakaw one too, and it got canceled. So I'm just thinking that maybe this guy will be like a stepping stone, maybe, no disrespect to him, but I think it'll be a stepping stone for Manny Pacquiao to maybe test the waters to see if he could get back in the boxing ring professionally. I think it's probably to just test the waters and then maybe go fight Mario Barrios or something like that. I forgot. I said Conor Benn too. Maybe he wants to test the waters to see if he can handle it again, being 45 years old. I'm not sure, but he's been supposedly going to fight a lot of people. I'm thinking I've been trying to figure out why has it been canceled. I'm thinking maybe there's just no interest, man. I'm thinking that there's probably no interest, which I think is that's crazy to say, right? No interest in Pacquiao, but I just think, sometimes people don't want to see, at least I don't. Maybe I'm speaking for myself. I don't want to see like great fighters be a shell of themselves, man. And I'm thinking that's the only thing I can think of, like why these fights keep getting canceled. Like I said, the Buakaw fight had boxing exhibition that had a date, and it got canceled. So I'm assuming that it's just not sparking enough interest, man. So we'll see if this one does and actually comes into fruition on July 28th. My boy Tyrone in the building. What's good, brethren? He said, we were just talking about Pac yesterday. He need to sit down. Exactly, Tyrone. You got so many talents in the Philippines, help them out. Knowing damn well he not hurting from money. Right. All right, well, that's a good angle, too. I didn't think, yeah, because he was trying to fight in the Olympics. I forgot to say that, too. He was 5 years past his limit. I do think that, I think he should focus on being a senator. But, hey, it's hard. Who am I to tell somebody not to continue doing what they love? You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna tell nobody not to do that. That ain't my position. But I'm just saying from a kind of selfish standpoint, because he's a legend, he's an icon to me. I don't want to see him go out bad, and lose to people that he ain't supposed to lose to. So maybe that's selfish of me. But you're right though. Also, that's a good angle too. Like maybe he should reach back. Maybe he is reaching back though. I don't know. Maybe he could potentially have a gym. I'm sure he does have a gym in the Philippines, and I'm sure he probably is reaching back. I don't know for sure. You know what I'm saying? But I would like to think so. I would assume he does, because in the Philippines he's the man. So I would assume that he reaches back, similar to what Terrence Bud Crawford does in Omaha, in his hometown in Nebraska, or home state in Nebraska, and home city of Omaha. I don't know who was Pacquiao fighting. Fill me in. I made a video about it, Smoochie. Hey, me and Smoochie about it. I ain't gonna lie, dog. I'm finna pull up on you, Smoochie. I ain't gonna hold you. You about to get lubed up. You know what I'm talking about? With a right hand. You know what I'm talking about? Now Pacquiao's supposed to be fighting Chihiro Suzuki on the 28th of July. He's an MMA fighter, a rising MMA fighter. Rising, the Japanese fighting company, promotional company. I'm not sure exactly what it is. I'm not. It might be a fight league actually. Is Rising a fight league? It might be a fight league. But yeah, he's supposed to be fighting Chihiro. Yeah, there's a fight this weekend, Zar. Yes. Yeah, so Risen's a fighting federation. Yeah, so he's supposed to be Pacquiao's supposed to be fighting Chihiro Suzuki, who's on July 28th. So we'll see how it goes. Like I said, Pacquiao's been having some fights scheduled and it didn't come to fruition. But this is a boxing exhibition, 3-round fight from what I've been reading. It's only 3 rounds, and I think it'll be in Japan. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on the location. But it's July 28th is the date. Me too. Coming from a selfish standpoint, it's sad seeing legends look bad trying to be we want to remember exactly, we want to remember them as greats, right? It's sad to see legends look bad trying, right? And we want them to remember them as greats. It's hard to see Pacquiao get whooped on by people we know he ain't supposed to whoop on. Same with Roy Jones. It sucks seeing Roy Jones get whooped on. Who else? Even depending on how old you are, you know what I'm saying? Even I remember just hearing about Ali, and then Mike Tyson had to come back and get revenge for him. Even seeing Tyson getting beat on by people he ain't supposed to get beat on just fighting too long, and yeah, it's just even Wilder, Wilder's not quite as bad, but even Wilder, man, even if he's gonna lose, you shouldn't be losing like that, man, So it does suck seeing that. And when the fighters fight too long, man, they end up on their back, bro. This ain't just like you shooting hoops. This is pugilism. You know what I'm saying? You a pugilist. You gonna get punched on. So you want to retire with your faculties, bro. You want to be out there getting whooped on like that when you know damn well you should be winning those fights. So but yeah, Tyrone, yeah, I agree. I think that Pacquiao should. I'm not interested in it, but like I said, it's a boxing exhibition, so it's good. But I just feel that if he looks good at this boxing exhibition, he's gonna actually try to come back and fight Ryan Garcia like he called out, or Conor Benn, or Conor McGregor, or Tank, or man. Kendrick in the building. What's good, man? Big member in the building. But yeah, so also too, I want to talk about what y'all think, man. So this weekend, excuse me, this Sunday, so this is a new week. This upcoming weekend, we have Tank versus Frank. Abdul Tank Wahi, formerly known as Gervonta Tank Davis, or he's just going by Gervonta, versus Frank Martin. So Tank versus Frank. David El Monstro Benavidez versus Alexander Vosdick. And then we also have Subriel Matias versus Liam Paro. I want to know, who do y'all think has the best chance of an upset? Do you think Vosdick does, Frank Martin, or Liam Paro? Marshall need to chill. I'd be rooting for her too if a payday was on the other side. I think it's a boxing thing though. But both boxers try to move it to MMA. No. Clarissa Shields is coming back to boxing though. It's just you gotta understand, man. These Savannah Marshall even talked about it too. You know, they asked her about what she thinks about Clarissa Shields fighting at heavyweight. Her next fight is gonna be at heavyweight in boxing. And she said, you know, it's kind of sad. She said, because there's just nobody else there. She said, if I didn't come and try to chase Clarissa Shields down in the MMA arena, then I'd probably be doing the same thing, trying to go for heavyweight, because there's literally nobody else there to fight. So I don't think that, you know, I think it's a struggle, you know, for the women's division, you know, as far as fighters. I mean, look who was calling her out, right? Alicia Bumgarner was calling her out to fight at whatever weight class she said she wanted her to fight her at, and Clarissa Shields, dummies would say that she was ducking Alicia Bumgarner, but if you look at her, she hasn't been at that low of a weight class since she was like 16. She's like 28 or 29 now. So her going down to that low of a weight, just not feasible. I mean, let's look it up right now. People want to say she's ducking because people don't know what the hell they talking about. They just be talking and running their gosh dang, bumping their gosh dang gums. But yeah, I think that she's doing the MMA thing because, man, the money shout, man. The money shout. So that's the last time Clarissa Shields was under. Last time Clarissa Shields was, because I think Alicia Bumgarner wanted her to go to one. I can't remember, 152 or something like that. Last time Clarissa Shields was under 150. No, she wanted to meet her at 160 or something like that. Or was it 150? I don't remember. I have to go back and look. Because what Alicia Bumgarner fight at? Let's see what Alicia Bumgarner fight at. Because she fight at 147, I want to say, right? No, yeah, Alicia Bumgarner fight at 130, bro. 130. Come on, man. Come on, man. She fight at 130, bro. Come on, dog. That don't make no damn sense. Alicia Bumgarner fight at 130. Last time, the lowest Clarissa Shields was 153 as a pro, and that was in 2020. She was at 152. She debuted at 168. Come on, man. Come on, man. What we doing, bro? How's she gonna go fight Alicia Bumgarner? Come on, dog. I always pick Jake Paul. I'm asleep. Both boxers trying to move into MMA. Yeah, so Savannah Marshall, she just going to MMA to chase Clarissa Shields. That's it. She just want the rematch. I think that'd be a dope rematch in the PFL. But after watching, like I said, it was Savannah Marshall's debut. So you can't really judge too much, but she was getting taken down. She was getting took down easily. One time she got took down, didn't he? Like the girl, Vargas was trying to take her out. Like she took her down on accident. How you get taken down by accident? I think she punched on the girl, and I think like when the girl got punched and like wobbled, her foot came out or something, and it tripped Savannah Marshall. I thought, what the hell? Looked like Savannah Marshall got punched. I still don't know how she felt like that, but yeah, Savannah Marshall stopped it though. But her takedown game, her defense is not that good. I think that if her and Clarissa Shields fight in the cage, it's gonna come down to striking again. So, because neither one of their takedowns that good, but I do think that Clarissa Shields has the upper hand as far as a takedown defense and stuff like that. But it won't matter if they fighting, so it'll just be a striking game, and I think Clarissa Shields wins that. But it'll be interesting though. Robert in the building, what's good, bro? But yeah, so but the biggest thing today, I think, was that I wanted to talk about was that Shu Shu Carrington and Frank and AB. You know what I'm saying? Missing his teeth. I think AB should call it. I don't think he will. We'll see how he bounces back. I don't know who he fights after this, after losing to Blair Cobbs. Now, what do you do? Like, you know what I'm saying? But start back from the drawing board and we'll see how it goes, man. But oh yeah, back to my question though with Tank versus Frank and Benavidez versus Vazdik and Matias versus Paro. I think Tank, but I don't know. I think Frank patient enough. Seems like everybody think Tank can caught overreaching, being impatient. You think Tank can catch him overreaching, being impatient? I'm gonna be honest with you, Tyron. I'm with you. I think Frank has the best chance for upset, but not because I have anything against Tank. Tank is one of my favorite fighters, or I think that Tank is necessarily slipping. I just think that Frank is the best competition. You know, Vazdik is a good fighter, very good fighter, but he's been inactive. You know what I'm saying? So there's no telling what he'll look like. You know, Paro, this is a major. Paro and Frank are both having a major step up, but I think with Paro, his best win is Montana Love, and I'm not sure. I have to see it. You know what I'm saying? I it's between Paro and Frank Martin. I think I have the best chance, because like I said, Vosdick, I think can do it. He's a natural 175, but I kind of feel like Dave Benavidez is natural 175, so I don't think it's really him moving up is too big of an issue. It's gonna be too. I mean, he already comes in real heavy anyway, you know, when he fights at 168. So I think he's already been naturally there. You all know that he's been sparring people at 175. You know, Benavidez has been in there with Vosdick sparring. The sparring's not everything, but it means something. I think Frank Martin is just, he's very dangerous, man. Liam Paro's dangerous too, but I think the toolkit on Frank Martin's a little bit better than Liam Paro's. But we'll see, man, because like I said, I'm gonna look how much Liam Paro's the underdog, man. I might put money on Liam Paro, because I always said that I thought Liam Paro would have a breakout year this year, but I didn't think he'll be fighting Subriel Matias first. Like, that's crazy. So I think that's gonna be a good fight, but I think Subriel Matias should win. But I just think that Frank Martin is. I think Frank Martin is that good. I think people are underestimating how good Frank Martin is. So I think he has the best chance of upsetting, but I don't think he will. I don't think anybody will. I think Benavidez is gonna win. I think Matias is gonna win, and I think Tank's gonna win as well. I think Pryor can hang with Matias for sure. Bro, me 2-7-11. It's just such a large jump in competition for him, man. I'm like, dang. And same with Frank Martin, but I think Frank Martin's a little more capable of making that jump. And then plus that Frank Martin, you know, he had some sparring. You know, they got that infamous sparring session between him and him and Tank, so he kind of knows what to expect a little bit, you know, but I don't know. I think Liam Paro, man. Liam Paro's a pretty slick fighter, too. He's a pretty slick fighter, you know. Let's just say, going historically speaking, if patterns tell us anything, Liam Paro gonna get his butt whooped, because Australian on the men's side, Australian championship boxing has not been looking good these last few months, you know, with Tim Tszyu losing, Liam Wilson losing to Oscar Valdez, Tim Tszyu losing to Sebastian Fedor, even though it's because of a cut, Michael Zarafa losing to Arizona Lara, Ken Bosa's losing to Lomachenko. So Australian men boxers have not been looking good. So if history is any indication, then Paro gonna get whooped, you know. And then on the flip side, with Vosdick against Benavidez, if history is any indication, man, Ukrainian fighters have been on top, right? With Denis Berichek beating Emmanuel Navarrete, you know, he's Ukrainian. Of course, most famously, Usyk beating Fury, he's Ukrainian. And then Lomachenko, like I said, beating Kambosas, he's Ukrainian. So if Vosdick is Ukrainian, man, he might be Benavidez, man. I don't know. So I don't know, man. I got some on Frank. You got some money on Frank Martin? Woo! It's hard to say probably because he did well against Montana Love, but Matias has, and no grown man called too. Yeah. He said what? But Matias ain't no grown man called too pretty. Wait, what happened? It's hard to say Paul will win because he did well against Montana Love, but Matias and no grown man called too pretty. Wait, what you do? What you saying? What you saying, 11? I'm gonna put some money on Frank. I might put some money on Frank too, but I got Tank winning. I need to stop doing that though, because sometimes I'll pick a lot of times I'll pick the right person to win, but because the odds look so good in the underdog's favor, I'll be like, man, let me just go ahead and hope for the best with the underdog. But I got Tank winning. I got Tank winning. I kind of want to pick Liam Paro, bro. But Matias ain't no grown man called too pretty. Okay, ain't no grown. I got you. Yeah, man. I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. Because Super Matias is tough, but Super Matias gets hit. A lot of things people don't realize, man. Super Matias gets hit quite a bit, man. Super Matias gets hit quite a bit. Like, you know, that Ponce guy, Jeremias Ponce, he touched him, you know. Petros Ananian, of course, dropped him. He didn't drop him on the floor, but it was deemed a knockdown because the referee said that only the ropes held him up, which is if you watch that fight, he's right. Even what's that one guy, Jukambayev, he was touching him. Ergashev was a pretty slick boxer. He quit on the stool, but he was touching him. So every time I see Matias, he gets hit. So now he doesn't get hit. But does Liam Paro have the capacity and the punching power in his strikes to do some damage? That's the question. Plus 350? Oh. Plus 350. Oh yeah, I might have put a little $5 on it. You know what I'm talking about? It was 350 last. It was crazy. Yeah, Matias, rest in peace, Maxim, man. He actually, yeah, Maxim Derdyshev, I believe his name was. I always mess his name up. God forgive me. But yeah, man, rest in peace to Maxim. You talking about Maxim Derdyshev, I believe is how you pronounce his name. Yeah, Maxim passed away after fighting Matias. So that's sad. That is very sad, man. Very, very, very sad. He was a good fighter too, yeah. Yep. And Buddy McGirt was his trainer. I know Buddy McGirt felt bad because, you know, Buddy McGirt always calls fights early, man. Buddy McGirt, a lot of fighters like Paulie Malignaggi was mad at Buddy McGirt because Buddy McGirt threw in the towel against Ricky Hatton. Man, Paulie Malignaggi was irate, but Buddy McGirt just, you know, it's kind of a gift of the curse, right? Because the fighters will get mad at him and they feel like he called it too early. But McGirt, want to protect his fighters, man. And, you know, and it's just sad. I know I tore him up because I don't know him personally, but just from knowing his history, you know, and throwing in the towels and stuff, trying to protect his fighters, say, hey, man, it's better to just live another day. You know, he came out and said, man, I wanted to stop that fight with Maxim. But Maxim convinced me, he said, no, please, let me fight. And then till Buddy McGirt was like, man, nah, I can't take this. If 11th round, he finally threw in the towel. He said, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he said he wanted to call this as like the 8th round. But he was like, you know, the guy pleaded, Maxim pleaded, he's like, all right, bet. But he was like, man, I can't. After 11th round, he said, man, I threw in the towel. And then it was still too late. The damage was already done. He ended up passing, man. That's so sad, man. That's what I tell people, man, with boxing, bro. Boxing is tough, bro. Shout out to those boxers, man. They be risking it all, bro. Plus 500? Oh, hell no. I'm about to go put some. Hey, plus 500. Nah, bruh. Nah, bruh. Yeah, I might have put a little 10 on it. Ain't no way he's plus 500. For Liam Paro? Oh, on Hard Rock, he's plus 475 for me. But still, he's plus 475 for me. Damn. Oh boy, Frank Martin's plus 425. I didn't think. Bro, if you do a 2-bet parlay with $10 on Paro and Frank Martin each, so a $20 total, you get $350 back. That's crazy. I don't even bet. And I'm about to drop some bread. I'm telling you, bruh. Yeah, FanDuel. Because I got freaking Hard Rock because I'm in Florida. You know, they say you can only bet through Hard Rock in Florida. Punk ass Rick Scott and DeSantis, they be trying to get the freaking monopoly on the bets, man. Look at this. You bet $10 each. You bet $10 each on Paro and Frank Martin. $475 plus $425. Damn. $20 bet to get you $360. So right here is Frank Martin plus $425. Subaru Matias plus $475. Let's see Dave Benavidez. Vising plus $400. Bro, if you do it, let's do a three-way parlay. Let's do a 3-bet parlay with Vosdick, Martin, and Paro. $10. Bro, if it's a you bet $10 on a 3-way parlay. If you bet on Liam Paro, Frank Martin, and Alexander Vosdick, and they all win, you turn $10 into $1,500. That's crazy. Bro, that's why I told people, can you imagine whoever bet on Queensberry to sweep on Frank Warren and Queensberry to sweep Eddie Hearn and Matchroom? Bro, if you bet on that sweep, oh man, on a parlay, I could only imagine how much money you got. 7-Eleven, that's crazy. That's crazy, bro. Nah, I appreciate you, 7-Eleven. I appreciate both of y'all, man. Y'all handle that like stand up individuals, man. I appreciate that because I don't like having to take sides. Both of y'all was right and wrong. Let me tell it. But I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Keep it cool, man. You're a good one. Cause Bentley was on your head, and you could have responded with insults too. So appreciate you. 7-Eleven. That's rent for show. That's rent for show. Put me in too, brother. Hit you with the cash app. He said, "You gonna put a 10 on that, Tyrone?" Oh, Tyrone said, "Put 10 on it, bro." Nah, don't do that. Don't do that, Tyrone. All three of them may go win, bro. Nah, don't do that, bro. Don't do that, bro. I'm not doing that, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. If Liam Paro beats Super Matias, Frank Martin beats Tank Davis, and Vosdick beats Benavidez, I won't watch boxing no more, bro. I'm done with boxing, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Bro. Don't bet on that, bro. Nah, hell nah. That two of them maybe, but 3? Nah, hell nah, bro. Hell nah. That's a waste of. I know $10 ain't much. But that's a waste of $10, bro. Don't do that. I'm not betting on that shit. If I did bet that, I would bet. Nah, hell no, I'm not betting. I'm tempted, but then that's why you gotta. That's how they try to get you, bro. They try to reel you in, like, oh man, that's crazy. That's gonna happen, man. That shit ain't gonna happen, bro. That shit is not gonna happen, bro. Bro, a 7-Eleven, that'd be crazy. Like Queensberry, that'd be. Okay, let me not say that's not going. Let me not say it's not going because Liam Paul's a good fighter, Vosdick's a good fighter, and you know 7-Eleven brought up with was it you 7-Eleven or who brought it up about Maxim Dadashev dying after fighting Super Matias. You know Alexander Vosdick, unfortunately. Adonis Superman Stevenson, the Haitian-born Canadian, who was a light heavyweight champion. You know, he suffered chronic brain damage after fighting Vosdick. So these guys are real fighters now. I think Liam Paul definitely has a chance to beat Super Matias. I think Vosdick definitely has a chance to beat Benavidez, and I think that Frank has a chance to beat Gervonta. I think Frank has a chance to beat Tank, but man, they make it look so good, bro. They make it look so good, Tyrone, but nah, don't fall for the okie doke, bro. Don't fall for the okie doke, bro. Do not fall for the okie doke. But if you want to put $10, you can send it to me. I'll put it on there for you. Cause I ain't gonna hold you. I might put $10. I might do it. I'll let you know if I do, Tyrone. I'll let you know. Bro. I'm gonna think about it some more, man. Cause that is tempting, man. You went to that fight 7-Eleven? Oh wow. Vosdick versus Adonis Stevenson? That's what's up. I watched it. I ain't go. I definitely watched it, but I didn't. I wasn't there. That's what's up. All 3 judges had Stevenson up on the cards before he got dropped. Yep. That's all it takes, though. And guess what happened? 7-Eleven. Everybody had Vosdick up too until he got dropped by Beterbiev. So what goes around comes around sometimes. I say pick one of them. Yeah, true. You maybe pick one of them, right, Kendrick? Yeah. That's true. You put the money on it, 7-Eleven? Hey, man, if you gonna donate $10, donate it this way. Because you just donated $10 to whatever betting app you put that on. Go right back to bed. And don't get up again. I'll put you outside. No, man, I'm talking to my dogs. This man catching me laughing when I be hollering at my dog because they be doing too much, man. They want to come in here just so they can bust ass. Oh, they're going to come in here and just so they can fart. No, bro. No. Bro, I promise you, Kendrick. When I dropped that, what video did I drop late at night? It had to be the Broner fight. Broner and Blair Cobbs. Yeah, because after the fight, I dropped that video about Broner losing, saying he should retire and then potentially going to the hospital, right? Bro, I was editing the video, bro. Recording the video, editing the video. I came in my room. I mean, my office, because it's my office. I edit in and sit in. They came in, bro. Bro, their bedroom is in the washroom. Is in the laundry room. That's where their bed is. You know, they have a nice little bed in there. A big bed, because it's for both of them. Bro, it's at the opposite side of the house. I don't live in no mansion, but I live in a pretty nice size house. You know, a decent size house. They walked from the opposite end of the house, walked all the way to my office, sat down, and within 30 seconds, they farted. Nah, bro, I don't know if y'all have dogs, but when dogs poop, bro, it's like it just sits on your face, bro. Pause. It's like it just sits on your nose, bro. Like the stench don't move, bro. Nah, dog. It's like you ever see the cartoons where they have like the stanky aroma and it's just like a cloud of stank and it just sits there? That's what dogs farts be like. They just fart and it just sits there, bro. Nah, dog. Now you know what I did? I put them right outside. I almost made them sleep out, but you know I stay up late. I have trouble sleeping, so I think this happened at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I put their ass outside till like 5 o'clock in the morning until I was ready to go to bed, because you know I go to bed late. So when I was ready to go to sleep, I brought them back inside. I mean, I got a fence, you know what I'm saying? So got a backyard, so yeah, man, that shit's annoying. Like they know what they're doing, bro. Within 30 seconds, bro. Dense ass farts, right? Straight dense, bro. Nah, dog. They could have put it in their bed. They could have put it on the way walking up to my office. Nah, they wait till they get in here and then they poop. They bust ass right there. Nah, bro. Hell no. But yeah, man. So my bad, Chumpy make me mad. I ain't gonna lie. My dog's older too, man. God bless him. I love my boys. But guys, they be doing that shit on purpose. I promise. But I ain't gonna lie though, man. What y'all think about Deontay Wilder, man? Y'all think he gonna retire, man? I heard that he's not, and I think that's crazy. And I don't like to blame just the trainers, but Malik Scott ain't do nothing for that man, dog. I know a lot of people say he should go back to Mark Breland. I think Deontay Wilder I just think he should retire, man. But I definitely don't think, you know, like I said, I don't like to be too hard on the trainers and stuff, but I definitely don't think Malik Scott helped him at all. And it makes you wonder, like, if he get revenge because Deontay Wilder beat him. People be saying crazy stuff, bro. People be saying crazy stuff, man. Like Malik Scott out there getting revenge on Deontay Wilder because he beat him. Didn't he beat him in like the first round too? I think Deontay Wilder knocked him out like the first round. I don't think it's nothing like that, but I just don't think that, you know. I never really understood when Deontay Wilder picked Malik Scott as a coach, but if it would have worked out, then we wouldn't be saying this, right? We'd be like, oh man, you know, it worked out well, and Malik Scott would be a big trainer, you know. So, but it just didn't work out for him. He probably won't. Yeah, I don't think he will retire. I don't think Adrien Broner retires either. I don't think either one of them do. I think they keep fighting, but at least I think Adrien Broner has a better chance of making a comeback than Deontay Wilder does. I'm not saying Adrien Broner make a comeback like he'll be to peak form, but I think Adrien Broner could maybe make a comeback and avenge his loss against Blair the Flair. Woo! Cobbs. Something like that, but nothing too outrageous. But hell yeah, man. I think this man AB posted a picture of himself with his teeth missing, man. That's crazy, dog. He done knocked the man's teeth out. But shoot, chat, man. I'm about to go. Oh, don't forget to like the video. Please don't forget to like the video as well on the YouTube side. I'm about to go ahead and call it, man. I talked about the topics I wanted to talk about. We watched the basketball game. Celtics up 2-0. When's the next game? When is the next game in the NBA? NBA final. I think the next game is what? Wednesday, right? Would it be Wednesday or Thursday? Yeah, Wednesday. I'm right. So it'll be Wednesday, 8:30. So that's good. The Celtics up, man. I think the Celtics might win this. I know they're up 2-0. That don't mean nothing. They just took care of the whole court. I'm hoping that they lose so we can get more games. So hopefully it goes game 7. I just want more basketball, but you know what I'm saying. I watched what? How many? I watched those. I don't understand why the WNBA had 4 games on today. I watched 2 of them though. I watched the New York Liberty. Who did they play? Who did the New York Liberty play? Did they play the Dallas Wings? Or the Phoenix Mercury played the Dallas Wings? I don't even remember now. There was like 4 games on today. Shoot, there's a game on right now. Yeah, Las Vegas Aces are playing against Los Angeles Sparks. All right now, but I missed the Minnesota Lynx versus Seattle Storm. I missed that one. But I did watch I watched the Washington Mystics versus New York Liberty. Yep, and then I watched the Phoenix Mercury versus Dallas Wings. Those are pretty good games. Phoenix Mercury and Dallas Wings went to overtime. Yeah, Mavs got my blood pressure built up. Oh my gosh, got my blood pressure up. You go for the Mavs, bro? You put money on it? I really don't care who wins this finals, to be honest. I don't really have a horse in the race. I just want to see more basketball. That's it. But I do like Jason Kidd, man. Jason Kidd, I think he's he's one of the best point guards to ever do it, man. Sometimes people forget about how good he was. You know what I'm saying? Jason Kidd was a beast as a point guard. John Stockton. You know what I'm saying? Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, Zeke. Of course, you got Steph Curry in there too. He's definitely on the Mount Rushmore of point guards. But yeah, man. So I'm about to go ahead and call it, man. I appreciate y'all rocking me as always. I'll probably be on stream tomorrow. Don't forget to check out the videos, man. Yeah, he's a legend. That's a fact, Tyrone James. And I like Mark Cuban too. You know, I like Mark Cuban, entrepreneurial dude. Get a lot of motivation from him. Just like reading stuff. You know, I try to get motivation from a lot of people though, a lot of places. But yeah, man, I'm about to go ahead and call it, man. Don't forget to like the video as well. You know, we stream every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at a minimum at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're gonna start streaming more often as well. Yeah, let's appreciate y'all rocking me. You know, we also provide live boxing commentary for every single boxing fight. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's 2 boxing fights on a Saturday, it's 4:30 in the morning on a Tuesday because they're fighting in Japan or they fighting in Nigeria. We could get a broadcast. You know what I'm saying? We get broadcasting from Nigeria. We get a broadcast from Brazil. We go watch it. We get a broadcast from Amsterdam. We gonna watch it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I provide live boxing commentary. So I appreciate y'all coming through. And yeah, I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Y'all remember with God, we can do anything. Without God, we are nothing. Hey, shout out to Arnaldo, man. We have the newest member, Arnaldo, in the building, man. Shout out to Arnaldo, man. Shout out to all my members. You know, we trying to get at least 8 members in the next week or so. You know what I'm saying? We have 3 so far. Shout out to my boy Kendrick. Shout out to Murrow the Legend. And shout out to Arnaldo, man. Appreciate all the love that I get between the way too, man. And appreciate all the boxing discussion, man. I really enjoy it. But y'all be easy. Y'all be cool. Remember, God, we can do anything without God. We're nothing. The doctor's out. Peace. Y'all be cool. From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.